Question 1. Which of the following Vedas is primarily associated with melodies and chants used during sacrifices? The correct answer is option B, Samaveda. Explanation: the Samaveda is known as the Veda of melodies and chants. Its hymns are primarily derived from the Rig Veda and are set to music intended to be sung by the Udgatri priests during Soma sacrifices. The Rig Veda contains hymns of praise, the Yajur Veda deals with sacrificial formulas, and the Atharva Veda contains spells, charms, and knowledge of magic formulas. Question 2. The prominent Indus Valley civilization site of Mohenjo-daro is situated on the banks of which major river? The correct answer is option B, Indus. Explanation: Mohenjo-daro, meaning Mound of the Dead, is one of the largest and most important archaeological sites of the Indus Valley civilization. It is located on the right bank of the Indus River in the Sindh province of Pakistan. The city of Harappa is located on the banks of the Ravi River. Question 3. Who is the renowned ancient Indian poet and dramatist credited with writing the masterpiece Abhijnana Shakuntalam? The correct answer is option D, Kalidasa. Explanation: Kalidasa is widely regarded as the greatest poet and dramatist in the Sanskrit language. His most famous work, Abhijnana Shakuntalam, is a play based on a story from the Mahabharata depicting the love story of King Dushyanta and Shakuntala. Other notable works by Kalidasa include Meghdutta and Raghuvamsha. Question 4. Which ancient Sanskrit text is considered a foundational treatise on medicine and surgery, often attributed to the physician Sushruta? The correct answer is option C, Sushruta Samhita. Explanation: the Sushruta Samhita is one of the most important ancient Sanskrit texts on medicine and surgery, attributed to Sushruta, who is often called the father of Indian surgery. It details various surgical procedures, instruments, and medical knowledge. Arthashastra is a treatise on statecraft by Kautilya, and Raghuvamsha and Abhijnana Shakuntalam are literary works by Kalidasa. Question 5. The Rigvedic name for the modern-day Beas River is? The correct answer is option B, Vipas. Explanation: in the Rigveda, the Beas River was known as Vipas. Other important Rigvedic names for rivers include Askini for Chenab, Vitasta for Jhelum, and Parushni for Ravi. These rivers were central to the early Vedic civilization. Question 6. Where was Gautam Buddha, the founder of Buddhism, born? The correct answer is option A, Lumbini. Explanation: Gautam Buddha was born in Lumbini, located in present-day Nepal. This site is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is marked by the Ashokan Pillar, which confirms Lumbini as his birthplace. He attained enlightenment at Bodh Gaya and delivered his first sermon at Sarnath. Question 7. The historical account of India, Indica, was written by which Greek ambassador to the Mauryan court? The correct answer is option A, Megasthenes. Explanation: Indica is a significant account of Mauryan India, written by Megasthenes, a Greek ambassador sent by Seleucus I Nicator to the court of Chandragupta Maurya. Although the original work is lost, fragments survive through quotations in later Greek and Latin works, providing valuable insights into ancient Indian society and administration. Question 8. Consider the following statements regarding the Vedic religion in ancient India. 1. It is also commonly referred to as Brahmanism. 2. The society during this period was primarily divided into 4 varnas. Which of the statements given above are correct? The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Explanation: both statements are correct. The Vedic religion, which evolved into early Hinduism, is often referred to as Brahmanism due to the prominence of Brahmanical rituals and the priestly class, Brahmins. Vedic society was indeed divided into 4 main social classes or varnas: Brahmins, priests, Kshatriyas, warriors, Vaishyas, merchants, farmers, and Shudras, laborers, as described in the Purusha Sukta of the Rig Veda. Question 9. Which prominent city of the Indus Valley civilization was first unearthed in 1921 in the Montgomery district, now Sahiwal, Pakistan, on the banks of the Ravi River? The correct answer is option B, Harappa. Explanation: Harappa was the first site of the Indus Valley civilization to be excavated in 1921 by Rai Bahadur Daya Ram Sahni. It is located on the banks of the Ravi River. The discovery of Harappa and later Mohenjo-daro led to the recognition of a distinct ancient civilization, predating the Vedic period. Question 10. Who succeeded Chandragupta I as the ruler of the Gupta dynasty, and is often referred to as the Napoleon of India for his military conquests? The correct answer is option B, Samudragupta. Explanation: Chandragupta I was succeeded by his son, Samudragupta, who reigned from approximately 335 to 375 CE. Samudragupta was a brilliant military strategist and expanded the Gupta Empire significantly through his conquests, earning him the title Napoleon of India from historian V. A. Smith. He was also a patron of art and literature. Question 11. The famous Sanskrit drama Mrichaktika, the Little Clay Cart, is attributed to which ancient Indian playwright? The correct answer is option B, Shudraka. Explanation: Mrichaktika, a 10-act Sanskrit drama, is attributed to Shudraka. It is a unique play in ancient Indian literature for its realistic portrayal of urban life, social satire, and focus on common people rather than royalty or gods. It is a prakaran, social play, and is distinct from the works of Kalidasa or Bhasha. Question 12. The revered Gayatri Mantra, a hymn from the Rig Veda, is traditionally attributed to which ancient sage? The correct answer is option C, Vishwamitra. Explanation: The Gayatri Mantra, Om Bhur Bhuvah Swaha, is one of the most sacred and powerful mantras in Hinduism. It is found in Mandala 3, hymn 62, verse 10 of the Rig Veda and is traditionally attributed to the sage Vishwamitra. It is dedicated to Savitra, the solar deity. Question 13. The fact that Gautam Buddha was born in Lumbini is definitively confirmed by an inscription on a pillar erected by which Mauryan emperor? The correct answer is option C, Ashoka. Explanation: The Rummindei pillar inscription of Emperor Ashoka unequivocally states that he visited Lumbini, the birthplace of Buddha, and erected a pillar there. The inscription also mentions that he reduced the land revenue of Lumbini to 1/8, honoring the sacred site. This inscription is a crucial archaeological evidence for Buddha's birthplace. Question 14. The comprehensive work on Indian society, culture, and science, titled Kitabul Hind, also known as Tehqiq-i-Hind, was authored by which Persian scholar? The correct answer is option B, Al-Biruni. Explanation: Kitabul Hind was written by Al-Biruni, a Persian scholar and polymath who visited India in the 11th century. His work provides a detailed and objective account of Indian philosophy, religion, customs, and sciences, making it an invaluable source for understanding medieval India. He is considered one of the greatest Muslim scholars and a pioneer of Indology. Question 15. What was the ancient Vedic name for the modern-day Ravi River? The correct answer is option C, Parushni. Explanation: The Ravi River was known as Parushni in the Vedic period. It is mentioned in the Rig Veda, particularly in connection with the Battle of 10 Kings, the Srajna War, fought on its banks. Askini is the Vedic name for Chenab, Shutudri for Sutlej, and Kalindi is another name for Yamuna. Question 16. Consider the following statements regarding the protohistorical phase in the Indian subcontinent. 1. It refers to a period for which written records exist, but they have not yet been deciphered. 2. The Indus Valley Civilization is considered the sole example of this phase in the Indian subcontinent. Which of the statements given above are correct? The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Explanation: both statements are correct. The protohistorical phase is a period between prehistory and history, where cultures had writing systems but their scripts are yet to be deciphered, or where they are mentioned in the written records of contemporary literate civilizations. The Indus Valley Civilization, Harappan Civilization, fits this description perfectly, as it had a script, Indus script, that remains undeciphered, and it existed before the fully historical Vedic period. Question 17. Who authored the ancient Sanskrit treatise on grammar, Ashtadhyayi, which is considered a foundational text for the study of Sanskrit language? The correct answer is option B, Panini. Explanation: Ashtadhyayi, meaning 8 chapters, is a seminal work on Sanskrit grammar written by the ancient Indian grammarian Panini around the 5th to 4th century BCE. It systematically describes the Sanskrit language, its phonetics, morphology, and syntax, using a highly technical and precise metalanguage. It remains the most comprehensive and scientific grammar of any language known to date. Question 18. The philosophical dialogue between Nachiketa and Yam, the god of death, about the nature of the soul and the afterlife is famously recounted in which Upanishad? The correct answer is option B, Kathopanishad. Explanation: the story of Nachiketa and Yam is a central narrative in the Kathopanishad, one of the principal Upanishads. It explores profound philosophical concepts such as the immortality of the soul, Atman, the nature of Brahman, and the path to liberation, Moksha. The dialogue emphasizes the importance of knowledge over worldly desires. Question 19. The early Vedic civilization in India is believed to have flourished predominantly along the banks of which river, often revered as a sacred river in ancient texts? The correct answer is option B, Saraswati. Explanation: the Vedic civilization is strongly associated with the Saraswati river. The Rig Veda frequently mentions the Saraswati as a mighty river, often described as mother of rivers. While its exact course is debated, archaeological evidence suggests a significant river system in the region where early Vedic settlements were found. Many scholars believe the Ghaggarhakra river system represents the ancient Saraswati. Question 20. What is the literal meaning of the name Mohenjo-daro, the famous archaeological site of the Indus Valley civilization? The correct answer is option B, Mound of the Dead. Explanation: the name Mohenjo-daro is Sindhi for Mound of the Dead. This name was given to the site by local villagers due to the presence of numerous skeletal remains found during excavations. The original name of the city in the Indus script remains unknown. Question 21. During the Vedic period, society was structured into a system of social classes known as Varnas. How many primary Varnas were there? The correct answer is option D, 4. Explanation: in the Vedic period, society was divided into 4 main social classes or Varnas: Brahmins, priests and teachers, Kshatriyas, rulers and warriors, Vaishyas, farmers, merchants and artisans, and Shudras, laborers and service providers. This system, initially based on occupation, gradually became hereditary over time. Question 22. Who was the first known ruler of the powerful Magadh Mahajanapada in the 6th century BCE, belonging to the Haryanka dynasty? The correct answer is option C, Bimbisara. Explanation: Bimbisara, c. 544 to 492 BCE, is considered the first historical ruler of the Magadh Mahajanapada and the founder of the Haryanka dynasty. He was a contemporary of both Mahavir and Buddha and played a crucial role in the expansion and consolidation of the Magadhan Empire through matrimonial alliances and conquests. He was succeeded by his son, Ajatashatru. Question 23. The majority of the settlements associated with the Rigvedic civilization were concentrated around which river system? The correct answer is option B, Saraswati. Explanation. The Rigvedic civilization flourished primarily in the region of the Sapta Sindhu, land of 7 rivers, with the Saraswati river being the most prominent and revered river mentioned in the Rig Veda. Archaeological evidence, particularly from the Ghaggar-Hakra river system, supports the concentration of early Vedic settlements in this region, which is now largely dry. Question 24. Which of the following groups correctly represents some of the most important deities worshipped during the early Vedic period? The correct answer is option D, Agni, Indra, Soma. Explanation. During the early Vedic period, the most prominent deities were Indra, god of thunder, war and rain, Agni, fire god, mediator between humans and gods, and Soma, deity associated with the ritual drink Soma. Other important gods included Varuna, Mitra, and the Ashwins. Deities like Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva gained more prominence in the later Vedic and Puranic periods. Question 25. In the early Vedic period, which two popular assemblies played a significant role in the governance and decision-making processes of the tribal polity? The correct answer is option A, Samiti and Sabha. Explanation. During the early Vedic period, the two most important popular assemblies were the Sabha and the Samiti. The Sabha was a smaller body, possibly of elders or important people, while the Samiti was a larger assembly of the entire tribe or people, which discussed matters of public importance and elected the king. These assemblies exercised some check on the king's power. Question 26. The term Yajur in the Yajur Veda literally refers to. The correct answer is option C, sacrifice. Explanation. The word Yajur is derived from the Sanskrit root yaj, which means to sacrifice or to worship. Therefore, the Yajur Veda is primarily concerned with the knowledge of sacrificial formulas and rituals. It provides the prose mantras and instructions for performing various Vedic sacrifices. Question 27. Among the 4 Vedas, which one is considered the oldest and contains the earliest hymns and prayers? The correct answer is option A, Rig Veda. Explanation. The Rig Veda is the oldest of the 4 Vedas and is considered one of the oldest extant texts in any Indo-European language. It is a collection of 1028 hymns, suktas, and 10,600 verses, organized into 10 books, mandalas, primarily dedicated to various deities. Its composition dates back to approximately 1500 to 1200 BC. Question 28. How many hymns, suktas, are there in the Rig Veda, the oldest sacred text of Hinduism? The correct answer is option A, 1028. Explanation. The Rig Veda consists of a total of 1028 hymns, suktas, including the 11 Valkilya hymns, which are often appended to the 8th mandala. These hymns are organized into 10 books or mandalas and are dedicated to various Vedic deities. Question 29. Which category of ancient Indian texts, forming the concluding part of the Vedas, is collectively referred to as Vedant? The correct answer is option C, Upanishads. Explanation. The Upanishads are known as Vedant, which literally means the end of the Vedas or the culmination of Vedic knowledge. They are philosophical texts that delve into the nature of Brahman, the ultimate reality, Atman, the soul, and the relationship between them, forming the basis of later Hindu philosophical schools. Question 30. The 4th Buddhist Council was held in Kashmir under the patronage of which Kushan emperor? The correct answer is option C, Kanishka. Explanation. The 4th Buddhist Council was held in Kashmir, or Jalandhar, according to some sources, around the 1st century CE, under the patronage of the Kushan Emperor Kanishka. This council is significant for the formal division of Buddhism into two major sects, Hinayana and Mahayana. The council was presided over by Vasumitra and Ashwagosha. Question 31. The biographical work Harshcharita, detailing the life and reign of Emperor Harshavardhana, was penned by which court poet? The correct answer is option C, Banbhatta. Explanation. The Harshcharita is a biography of the Indian Emperor Harshavardhana, c. 590 to 647 CE, written in Sanskrit by his court poet, Banbhatta. It is one of the earliest historical biographies in Sanskrit and provides valuable insights into the political, social, and cultural conditions of Harsha's reign, particularly his association with Thanesar and Kannauj. Question 32. The famous Konark Sun Temple, a UNESCO World Heritage Site dedicated to the sun god Surya, is located in which Indian state? The correct answer is option B, Odisha. Explanation. The Konark Sun Temple is a 13th century CE sun temple at Konark in Odisha, India. It was built by King Narsinghadeva I of the Eastern Ganga dynasty. Designed as a gigantic chariot of the sun god, with 12 pairs of intricately carved wheels and 7 horses, it is a magnificent example of Kalinga architecture and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Question 33. The Ashtamahasthana are 8 significant places associated with the life of Gautam Buddha. Which of the following is not considered one of these 8 holy sites? The correct answer is option B, Raigad. Explanation. The Ashtamahasthana, 8 great places, are the 8 most important pilgrimage sites in Buddhism directly associated with the life of Buddha. These include Lumbini, birth, Bodh Gaya, enlightenment, Sarnath, first sermon, Kushinagar, Parinirvana, and 4 other sites, Shravasti, Rajgir, Sankasa, and Vaishali. Raigad is a historical fort in Maharashtra, not associated with Buddha's life. Question 34. The Greek ethnographer and ambassador Megasthenes is renowned for his work Indica, which provides an account of which ancient Indian empire? The correct answer is option B, Mauryan Empire. Explanation. Megasthenes was a Greek ambassador sent by Seleucus I Nicator to the court of Chandragupta Maurya. His book, Indica, describes the geography, administration, society, and culture of the Mauryan Empire. Although the original text is lost, its fragments preserved in the writings of later authors like Arrian, Diodorus Siculus, and Strabo provide invaluable information about ancient India. Question 35. The Jatak Tales, a voluminous body of literature concerning the previous births of Gautam Buddha, are sacred texts for which religion? The correct answer is option D, Buddhists. Explanation. The Jatak Tales are a collection of stories about the previous incarnations of Gautam Buddha in both human and animal forms. These tales illustrate various moral principles and virtues, and they are an important part of the sacred literature of Buddhism, particularly within the Pali Canon, Theravada Buddhism. Question 36. The Devpahad archaeological site, known for its ancient ruins and sculptures, is located in which of the following northeastern Indian states? The correct answer is option B, Assam. Explanation. The Devpahad archaeological site is located in the Golaghat district of Assam. It contains ruins of ancient temples and sculptures dating back to the 8th to 9th centuries CE, reflecting the rich cultural heritage of the region during the early medieval period. The site is significant for understanding the architectural and artistic traditions of ancient Assam. Question 37. After attaining enlightenment at Bodh Gaya, Gautam Buddha delivered his first sermon at which location? The correct answer is option B, Sarnath. Explanation. Gautam Buddha delivered his first sermon to his 5 former companions at Sarnath, near Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh. This event is known as Dharmachakra Pravartana, turning the wheel of Dharma, and marks the beginning of the Buddhist Sangha, community of monks. Bodh Gaya is where he attained enlightenment, and Kushinagar is where he attained Mahaparinirvana. Question 38. Who was the archaeologist credited with the initial excavation of the ancient city of Harappa in 1921? The correct answer is option C, Rai Bahadur Daya Ram Sahni. Explanation: Harappa, one of the key sites of the Indus Valley civilization, was first excavated by Rai Bahadur Daya Ram Sahni in 1921. His work, along with that of R.D. Banerjee at Mohenjo-daro, led to the official announcement of the discovery of the Indus Valley civilization by John Marshall in 1924. Rakhal Das Banerjee is known for excavating Mohenjo-daro. Question 39. The ancient Indus Valley civilization site of Lothal, known for its dockyard, is located in which Indian state? The correct answer is option A, Gujarat. Explanation: Lothal is a prominent archaeological site of the Indus Valley civilization, located in the state of Gujarat, India. It is particularly famous for its well-planned city layout and a sophisticated dockyard, suggesting its importance as a port city and trade center during the Harappan period. It was excavated by S.R. Rao. Question 40. Who is recognized as the founder of the Maurya dynasty, establishing one of the largest empires in ancient India? The correct answer is option B, Chandragupta Maurya. Explanation: Chandragupta Maurya founded the Maurya dynasty in 322 BCE by overthrowing the Nanda dynasty. With the help of his mentor Chanakya, Kautilya, he established an empire that stretched across most of the Indian subcontinent. His grandson, Ashoka, later became one of India's most famous emperors. Question 41. What was the initial capital of the powerful Magadh Mahajanapada, before it was later shifted to Patliputra? The correct answer is option C, Rajagriha, Rajgir. Explanation: The initial capital of the Magadh Mahajanapada was Rajagriha, modern-day Rajgir, which means House of the King. It was a fortified city surrounded by 5 hills, providing natural defense. Later, during the reign of Udyan, the capital was shifted to Patliputra, modern-day Patna, which became a major administrative and commercial center. Question 42. The famous Seven Rathas temple complex, a group of monolithic rock-cut temples, was built by the Pallavas and is located in which historical site? The correct answer is option B, Mahabalipuram. Explanation: The Seven Rathas temple, Pacharathas, is located in Mahabalipuram, Mamallapuram, Tamil Nadu. These monolithic rock-cut temples were carved out of a single large rock during the reign of the Pallav king Narsinhavarman I in the 7th century CE. Each Ratha is dedicated to a different deity or epic character and represents an important phase in Dravidian architecture. Question 43. The houses in the Indus Valley civilization were predominantly constructed using which material, indicating advanced urban planning? The correct answer is option B, baked bricks. Explanation: The urban centers of the Indus Valley civilization, such as Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, are renowned for their sophisticated town planning and architecture. Houses were primarily built using baked bricks of standardized sizes, indicating a high degree of organization and engineering skill. This use of baked bricks made the structures durable and resistant to floods. Question 44. The Mahabodhi Temple Complex, a UNESCO World Heritage Site where Gautam Buddha attained enlightenment, is located in which Indian city? The correct answer is option C, Bodh Gaya. Explanation: The Mahabodhi Temple Complex is located in Bodh Gaya, Bihar, India. It marks the spot where Gautam Buddha attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. The temple is one of the 4 holy sites related to the life of Buddha and is a major pilgrimage destination for Buddhists worldwide. Question 45. Emperor Ashoka, known for his conversion to Buddhism and spread of Dhamma, belonged to which powerful ancient Indian dynasty? The correct answer is option D, Maurya. Explanation: Emperor Ashoka, Ashoka the Great, was the third ruler of the Maurya dynasty, which was founded by his grandfather Chandragupta Maurya. Ashoka's reign, c. 268 to 232 BCE, is considered a golden age in Indian history, marked by the spread of Buddhism and the establishment of a vast empire. Question 46. Who was the last ruler of the Nanda dynasty, who was overthrown by Chandragupta Maurya with the help of Chanakya? The correct answer is option B, Dhanananda. Explanation: Dhanananda was the last king of the Nanda dynasty. He was known for his immense wealth and large army, but was unpopular due to his oppressive taxation. He was ultimately defeated and overthrown by Chandragupta Maurya, with the strategic guidance of Chanakya, Kautilya, leading to the establishment of the Mauryan Empire. Question 47. The sacred Gayatri mantra, dedicated to the solar deity Savitra, is found in which of the four Vedas? The correct answer is option D, Rig Veda. Explanation: the Gayatri Mantra is one of the most revered hymns in Hinduism and is found in the Rig Veda, Mandala 3, hymn 62, verse 10. It is traditionally attributed to the sage Vishwamitra and is chanted for spiritual enlightenment and wisdom. The Rig Veda is the oldest of the Vedic scriptures. Question 48. Consider the core tenets of Buddhism. 1. The religion is founded upon four noble truths. 2. The path to liberation is outlined in the Eightfold Path. Which of the statements given above are correct? The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Explanation: both statements are correct. The foundation of Buddhism lies in the Four Noble Truths. 1. Suffering exists, dukkha. 2. Suffering arises from attachment, samudaya. 3. Suffering can cease, nirodha. And 4. There is a path to the cessation of suffering, magga. This path is the Eightfold Path, which consists of right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Question 49. Which of the following is considered the longest epic poem in the world, with over 100,000 couplets? The correct answer is option B, Mahabharata. Explanation: the Mahabharata is an ancient Indian epic, often considered the longest epic poem ever written. It consists of over 100,000 Sanskrit shloks, couplets, making it roughly 10 times the length of the Iliad and the Odyssey combined. It narrates the struggle between two groups of cousins, the Pandavas and the Kauravas, for the throne of Hastinapura and includes philosophical and devotional material, such as the Bhagavad Gita. Question 50. The Greek ambassador Megasthenes, author of Indica, visited the court of which powerful Mauryan king? The correct answer is option D, Chandragupta Maurya. Explanation: Megasthenes was an ambassador of Seleucus I Nicator, a successor of Alexander the Great, to the court of Chandragupta Maurya, the founder of the Mauryan Empire. He resided in Patliputra and wrote his observations in the book Indica, which provides valuable insights into Mauryan administration and society. Question 51. Prior to ascending the throne of the Mauryan dynasty, Emperor Ashoka served as the governor of which important provincial capital? The correct answer is option A, Ujjain. Explanation: before becoming the emperor, Ashoka served as the governor of Ujjain, Ujjaini, and later of Taxila. His experience in administering these important provinces prepared him for his future role as a powerful ruler. Ujjain was a significant administrative and trade center in ancient India. Question 52. Based on archaeological findings, the people of the Indus Valley civilization are believed to have worshipped a Proto-Shiva figure, often depicted as a horned deity, known as The correct answer is option D, Pashupti. Explanation: archaeological evidence from the Indus Valley civilization suggests the worship of a male deity, often depicted on seals in a yogic posture, surrounded by animals. This figure is commonly identified as Pashupti, Lord of Animals, a proto-Shiva figure indicating early forms of Shaivism. They also worshipped Mother Goddess and nature elements. Question 53. Which of the following sites is universally recognized as the birthplace of Gautam Buddha? The correct answer is option A, Lumbini. Explanation: Lumbini, located in present-day Nepal, is the sacred place where Gautam Buddha was born. This fact is corroborated by the Ashokan pillar inscription found at the site. Bodh Gaya is where he attained enlightenment, Sarnath is where he gave his first sermon, and Kushinagar is where he attained Mahaparinirvana. Question 54. Who is traditionally considered the founder of the Gupta dynasty, which ushered in a golden age in ancient Indian history? The correct answer is option C, Sri Gupta. Explanation: Sri Gupta is traditionally regarded as the founder of the Gupta dynasty, ruling in the late 3rd century CE. However, the dynasty gained significant prominence and established a vast empire under his successors, particularly Chandragupta I, who is often considered the first great ruler of the dynasty, and his son Samudragupta. Question 55. Which legendary warrior of Mewar is famously known for having sustained 80 injury marks on his body from various battles, including the Battle of Khanwa? The correct answer is option A, Rana Sanga. Explanation: Maharana Sangram Singh, popularly known as Rana Sanga, was a powerful Rajput ruler of Mewar in the early 16th century. He was a formidable warrior who fought numerous battles, including against Babur in the Battle of Khanwa. He is legendary for his bravery and for having received 80 injury marks on his body, including the loss of an arm and an eye, yet continuing to fight. Question 56. The national motto of India, Satyamev Jayate, Truth Alone Triumphs, is derived from which ancient Indian Upanishad? The correct answer is option C, Mundaka Upanishad. Explanation: the phrase Satyamev Jayate is a mantra from the ancient Indian scripture Mundaka Upanishad. It is inscribed at the base of the national emblem of India, the lion capital of Ashoka, and serves as a guiding principle for the nation, emphasizing the ultimate triumph of truth. Question 57. The important Indus Valley civilization site of Kalibangan, known for its evidence of plowed fields and fire altars, is located in which Indian state? The correct answer is option C, Rajasthan. Explanation: Kalibangan is a significant archaeological site of the Indus Valley civilization, located in the Hanumangarh district of Rajasthan, India. It is known for its unique findings, including evidence of a plowed field, the earliest in the world, fire altars, and a lower town that was also fortified. Question 58. Which of the following archaeological sites, known as one of the largest Harappan sites, is located in the state of Haryana? The correct answer is option C, Rakhigdi. Explanation: Rakhigdi is a major archaeological site of the Indus Valley civilization, located in the Hisar district of Haryana, India. It is considered one of the largest Harappan sites, with evidence of well-planned urban structures, drainage systems, and craft activities. Lothal and Dholavira are in Gujarat. Question 59. Chaityas, prayer halls, and viharas, monasteries, are architectural structures primarily associated with the monks and practitioners of which religion? The correct answer is option C, Buddhism. Explanation: Chaityas and viharas are fundamental architectural forms in Buddhism. Chaityas are typically large halls with a stupa at one end, serving as places of worship and meditation. Viharas are residential complexes or monasteries for Buddhist monks and nuns. These structures were crucial for the spread and practice of Buddhism in ancient India. Question 60. The epic poem Ramcharitmanas, a retelling of the Ramayana in Awadhi dialect of Hindi, was composed by which saint poet? The correct answer is option A, Tulsidas. Explanation: Ramcharitmanas, meaning Lake of the Deeds of Rama, is an epic poem written by the 16th century saint poet Tulsidas. It is a devotional retelling of the Sanskrit Ramayana by Valmiki, focusing on the life of Lord Rama, and is highly revered in North India. It played a significant role in popularizing the story of Rama among the common people. Question 61. Tolkappiyam, an ancient treatise on grammar and poetry, is considered the earliest extant work of which classical South Indian literature? The correct answer is option A, Tamil. Explanation: Tolkappiyam is the earliest surviving work of Tamil literature and grammar, dating back to the Sangam period, roughly 3rd century BCE to 3rd century CE. It provides insights into ancient Tamil language, poetics, and social life, making it a foundational text for the study of Tamil culture and history. Question 62. The historical biography Harshcharita, chronicling the life of Emperor Harshavardhana, was written by his court poet Banbhatta. This work is an important source for the history of which period? The correct answer is option B, post-Gupta period. Explanation: Harshcharita by Banbhatta is a key historical text for understanding the post-Gupta period in North India, specifically the reign of Emperor Harshavardhana, 7th century CE. It provides detailed accounts of political events, social customs, and cultural life during that era, serving as a primary source for historians. Question 63. Which country was the first outside India where Buddhism was extensively propagated, primarily through the efforts of Emperor Ashoka's son and daughter? The correct answer is option D, Sri Lanka. Explanation: Sri Lanka was the first country outside India where Buddhism was systematically propagated. Emperor Ashoka sent his son, Mahinda, and daughter, Sanghamitra, to Sri Lanka in the 3rd century BCE, where they successfully introduced Buddhism. This led to Sri Lanka becoming a major center of Theravada Buddhism. Question 64. Who was the founder of the Shunga dynasty, which succeeded the Mauryan Empire in Magad? The correct answer is option A, Pushyamitra Shunga. Explanation: Pushyamitra Shunga founded the Shunga dynasty around 185 BCE after assassinating the last Mauryan emperor, Brihadratha. The Shunga dynasty ruled for about 112 years and is known for its revival of Brahmanical traditions and patronage of Sanskrit literature. Pushyamitra performed 2 Ashwamedha sacrifices. Question 65. The original Sanskrit epic Ramayana, narrating the life of Lord Rama, is traditionally attributed to which ancient sage? The correct answer is option A, Valmiki. Explanation: The Ramayana, one of the 2 major Sanskrit epics of ancient India, is traditionally attributed to the sage Valmiki. It consists of approximately 24,000 verses and narrates the journey of Rama, an incarnation of Vishnu, and his wife Sita. Tulsidas later wrote the Ramcharitmanas in Awadhi. Question 66. Who was the last ruler of the Mauryan dynasty, who was assassinated by his commander-in-chief Pushyamitra Shunga? The correct answer is option D, Brihadratha. Explanation: Brihadratha was the last ruler of the Mauryan dynasty. He was assassinated by his own commander-in-chief, Pushyamitra Shunga, in 185 BC. This event marked the end of the Mauryan Empire and the beginning of the Shunga dynasty. Question 67. The architectural division of a city into a raised citadel and a lower town is a characteristic feature of urban planning in which ancient civilization? The correct answer is option C, Harappan civilization. Explanation: The terms citadel and lower town are characteristic features of the urban planning observed in the cities of the Harappan civilization, Indus Valley civilization, such as Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. The citadel, usually located to the west, was a smaller, raised area containing public buildings, while the lower town, to the east, was larger and housed the common people. Question 68. In Buddhism, what do the Triratna, three jewels, signify as the core refuges for practitioners? The correct answer is option A, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Explanation: in Buddhism, the Triratna or three jewels refer to the three fundamental components that a Buddhist takes refuge in: the Buddha, the Enlightened One; the Dhamma, the teachings of Buddha; and the Sangha, the community of monks, nuns, and practitioners. Taking refuge in the Triratna is a central practice in all schools of Buddhism. Question 69. What was the capital city of the vast Mauryan Empire, established by Chandragupta Maurya? The correct answer is option A, Patliputra. Explanation: Patliputra, modern-day Patna, served as the magnificent capital of the Mauryan Empire. It was a strategically important city located at the confluence of the Ganga and Sun rivers, making it a major center for trade and administration. Megasthenes, in his Indica, described Patliputra as a large and prosperous city. Question 70. Which Gupta ruler is famously known as the Napoleon of India due to his extensive military conquests and expansion of the Gupta Empire? The correct answer is option D, Samudragupta. Explanation: Samudragupta, c. 335 to 375 CE, the son and successor of Chandragupta I, is known as the Napoleon of India. This title was given by the historian V. A. Smith due to his remarkable military achievements, which included conquering a vast territory across the Indian subcontinent. His exploits are detailed in the Allahabad pillar inscription, Prayag Prashasti, composed by his court poet Harishena. Question 71. The renowned Chinese Buddhist monk and traveler Xuanzang, also known as Huenzang, visited India during the reign of which powerful North Indian emperor? The correct answer is option B, Harshavardhana. Explanation: Xuanzang, Huenzang, visited India during the reign of Emperor Harshavardhana, 606 to 647 CE, in the 7th century. He spent many years traveling across India, studying Buddhism at Nalanda University, and documenting his observations in his travelogue, Sivayuki, Records of the Western Regions. His accounts are invaluable for understanding India during Harsha's time. Question 72. Who is famously referred to as the Light of Asia for his profound teachings and spiritual enlightenment? The correct answer is option B, Gautam Buddha. Explanation: Gautam Buddha is widely known as the Light of Asia. This epithet gained popularity through Edwin Arnold's epic poem The Light of Asia, 1879, which narrates the life and teachings of Prince Siddhartha Gautama, who became the Buddha. His teachings illuminated a path to peace and enlightenment for millions across Asia and beyond. Question 73. The ancient Indian grammarian Panini is celebrated for authoring which foundational text on Sanskrit grammar? The correct answer is option D, Ashtadhyayi. Explanation: Ashtadhyayi is the monumental work on Sanskrit grammar authored by Panini. It is a highly systematic and scientific treatise that describes the rules of Sanskrit phonology, morphology, and syntax in a concise and comprehensive manner. It remains a cornerstone for the study of Sanskrit language and linguistics. Question 74. Which of the following locations is not considered an important archaeological site of the Indus Valley civilization? The correct answer is option B, Dibrugarh. Explanation: Lothal, Mohenjo-daro, and Harappa are all well-known and important sites of the Indus Valley civilization, showcasing its urban planning, architecture, and artifacts. Dibrugarh, on the other hand, is a city in Assam, India, and is not associated with the Indus Valley civilization. It is located in a completely different geographical and historical context. Question 75. The Maurya dynasty was established by Chandragupta Maurya after he successfully defeated which last ruler of the Nanda dynasty? The correct answer is option D, Dhana Nanda. Explanation: Chandragupta Maurya, with the strategic guidance of Chanakya, Kautilya, overthrew Dhana Nanda, the last ruler of the Nanda dynasty, to establish the Mauryan Empire around 322 BC. Dhana Nanda was known for his vast wealth and military power but also for his unpopularity among his subjects. Question 76. The detailed travelogue CYQ, Records of the Western Regions, which provides a comprehensive account of India during the 7th century, was written by which Chinese Buddhist pilgrim? The correct answer is option B, Xuanzang, Xuanzang. Explanation: Xuanzang, also known as Xuanzang, was a Chinese Buddhist monk who travelled to India in the 7th century CE during the reign of Emperor Harshavardhana. He spent many years studying Buddhism and visiting various holy sites. His extensive travelogue, Sivaiyuki, is an invaluable historical source for understanding the political, social, and religious conditions of India during that period. Question 77. The ancient port town of Lothal, with its distinctive dockyard, is an archaeological site belonging to which major ancient civilization? The correct answer is option D, Harappan civilization. Explanation: Lothal is one of the most significant sites of the Harappan civilization, also known as the Indus Valley civilization. Located in Gujarat, India, it is particularly famous for its well-planned city and a large dockyard, indicating its role as a crucial maritime trade center during the Harappan period. Question 78. Who is revered as the first Tirthankar and the founder of Jainism? The correct answer is option A, Rishbhadev. Explanation: Rishbhadev, also known as Adinath, is revered as the first Tirthankar of Jainism. He is considered the spiritual teacher who established the Jain Dharma. While Mahavir, Vardhaman, is often associated with the popularization of Jainism, he was the 24th and last Tirthankar, not the first. Question 79. Kanishka, one of the most powerful rulers of ancient India, belonged to which dynasty? The correct answer is option C, Kushan. Explanation: Kanishka was a prominent emperor of the Kushan dynasty, who ruled in the 1st or 2nd century CE. His empire stretched from Central Asia to northern India. Kanishka was a great patron of Buddhism and is known for convening the 4th Buddhist Council, which led to the rise of Mahayana Buddhism. Question 80. King Harshavardhana established a significant center of knowledge and learning, known as Bhadravihar, at which city? The correct answer is option C, Kannauj. Explanation: King Harshavardhana established a large center of knowledge and learning called Bhadravihar at Kannauj. Kannauj was his capital and a prominent cultural and political center during his reign. He was a patron of learning and arts, and his court attracted scholars like Banbhatta and the Chinese pilgrim Xuanzang. Question 81. Which Mauryan emperor was known by the titles Devnamapriya, beloved of the gods, and Priyadarshi, he who looks with affection? The correct answer is option A, Ashoka Maurya. Explanation: Emperor Ashoka Maurya is famously referred to as Devnamapriya Priyadarshi in his edicts and inscriptions. These titles reflect his benevolent rule and his commitment to Dhamma, righteousness, after his conversion to Buddhism. These titles are crucial for identifying Ashoka in historical records. Question 82. The Majjhima Nikaya, a collection of discourses of the Buddha, is a part of the Sutta Pitaka and is written in which language? The correct answer is option B, Pali. Explanation: the Majjhima Nikaya, collection of middle-length discourses, is one of the 5 Nikayas, collections, of the Sutta Pitaka, which is part of the Pali canon of Theravada Buddhism. Therefore, it is written in the Pali language, which was the language of the Buddha and his early disciples. Question 83. The Chinese pilgrim Xuanzang, ex-Xuanzang, is well known for his extensive travels in India and his visit to the court of which prominent ruler of the 7th century CE? The correct answer is option B, Harshavardhana. Explanation: Xuanzang, ex-Xuanzang, visited India during the reign of Emperor Harshavardhana, 606 to 647 CE. He spent several years in India, studying at Nalanda University and traveling across the subcontinent, documenting his observations in his famous work Sivayuki. His accounts are a primary source for the history of Harsha's reign. Question 84. Which period in ancient Indian history is often referred to as the Golden Age of Hinduism due to its significant advancements in art, architecture, literature, and science, alongside the flourishing of Hindu religious traditions? The correct answer is option B, Gupta period. Explanation: the Gupta period, c. 320 to 550 CE, is widely regarded as the golden age of Hinduism and classical Indian culture. This era witnessed remarkable achievements in art, example, Ajanta frescoes, architecture, example, Dashwatara temple, literature, example, Kalidasa, science, example, Aryabhata, Varhamihira, and mathematics. Hinduism flourished with the development of Puranic traditions and temple building. Question 85. Among the following sites of the Indus Valley civilization, which one is specifically identified as a port city due to the discovery of a dockyard? The correct answer is option D, Lothal. Explanation: Lothal, located in Gujarat, India, is a well-known site of the Indus Valley civilization and is particularly famous for its archaeological evidence of a dockyard. This discovery strongly suggests that Lothal functioned as an important port city for maritime trade during the Harappan period. Rakhigdi, Dholavira, and Kalibangan were significant urban centers but not primarily port cities. Question 86. The treatise on statecraft, economic policy, and military strategy, containing the ideas of Chanakya, Kautilya, is known as? The correct answer is option C, Arthashastra. Explanation: the Arthashastra is an ancient Indian Sanskrit treatise on statecraft, economic policy, and military strategy. It is traditionally attributed to Chanakya, also known as Kautilya or Vishnugupta, the chief advisor to Chandragupta Maurya. The text provides detailed insights into Mauryan administration, governance, and foreign policy, making it a crucial historical source. Question 87. The encyclopedic Sanskrit text Brihat Samhita, covering topics from astronomy and astrology to architecture and gemology, was authored by which ancient Indian polymath? The correct answer is option B, Varhamihira. Explanation: Brihat Samhita is a comprehensive Sanskrit encyclopedia written by Varhamihira, an Indian astronomer, astrologer, and mathematician who lived in the 6th century CE during the Gupta period. The work covers a vast range of subjects, including planetary movements, eclipses, meteorology, architecture, and precious stones, reflecting the scientific knowledge of the era. Question 88. Manjushri, a prominent bodhisattva depicted in the Ajanta paintings, is a significant figure in which religion? The correct answer is option A, Buddhism. Explanation: Manjushri is a bodhisattva associated with transcendent wisdom, prajan, in Buddhism, particularly in Mahayana Buddhism. His depictions, often holding a flaming sword and a book, are common in Buddhist art, including the famous Ajanta Caves paintings, which are renowned for their Buddhist themes and artistry. Question 89. Which major city of the Indus Valley civilization was excavated in 1922 in the Larkana district of Sindh, on the banks of the Indus River? The correct answer is option A, Mohenjo-daro. Explanation: Mohenjo-daro was excavated in 1922 by Rakhal Das Banerjee in the Larkana district of Sindh, now in Pakistan, on the banks of the Indus River. This discovery, along with Harappa, was crucial in establishing the existence of the Indus Valley civilization. Harappa was excavated a year earlier in 1921. Question 90. The Second Buddhist Council was convened at Vaishali approximately a century after the Buddha's Mahaparinirvana, during the reign of which king? The correct answer is option D, Kalsoka. Explanation: the Second Buddhist Council was held at Vaishali around 383 BCE, approximately 100 years after the Buddha's death. It was convened under the patronage of King Kalsoka, also known as Kakwarn, a ruler of the Shishunga dynasty. The council addressed issues of monastic discipline and led to the first schism in the Buddhist Sangha. Question 91. The sacred Hindu scripture Bhagavad Gita, a philosophical dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, is a part of which larger epic? The correct answer is option D, Mahabharata. Explanation: the Bhagavad Gita, Song of God, is a 700-verse Hindu scripture that is part of the epic Mahabharata. It is a dialogue between Lord Krishna and the Pandav prince Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, covering various philosophical concepts of dharma, karma, yoga, and moksha. The authorship of the Mahabharata is traditionally attributed to Vyas. Question 92. Which part of the Tripitaka, Buddhist canon, contains the rules and regulations for the monastic order, Sangha? The correct answer is option B, Vinaya Pitaka. Explanation: the Vinaya Pitaka is one of the three main divisions of the Tripitaka, the sacred canon of Buddhism. It contains the rules and regulations governing the conduct of the Buddhist monastic order, Sangha, including rules for monks, bhikkhus and nuns, bhikkhunis. The other two Pitakas are Sutta Pitaka, discourses, and Abhidhamma Pitaka, philosophical treatises. Question 93. Match the following ancient Indian texts with their respective authors. List I, text, list 2, author 1. Ashtadhyayi A, Bharat Muni 2. Natyashastra B, Varhamihira 3. Brihat Jatak C, Panini. The correct answer is option C, 1-C to -a 3-B. Explanation: the correct matches are: Ashtadhyayi was written by Panini, a foundational text on Sanskrit grammar. Natyashastra is an ancient Indian treatise on the performing arts, attributed to Bharat Muni. Brihat Jatak is a significant work on Hindu astrology by Varhamihira. Therefore, 1-C to -a 3-B is the correct combination. Question 94. The archaeological site of Surkotada, known for its unique fortification and horse remains from the Harappan period, is located in which Indian state? The correct answer is option A, Gujarat. Explanation: Surkotada is an important Indus Valley civilization site located in the Kutch district of Gujarat, India. It is notable for its unique stone fortification and the discovery of horse remains, which has been a subject of debate among archaeologists regarding the presence of horses in the Harappan culture. The site was excavated by J.P. Joshi. Question 95. Which bodhisattva in Buddhist iconography is often depicted holding a vajra, thunderbolt, symbolizing power and the destruction of ignorance, similar to the Hindu deity Indra? The correct answer is option C, Vajrapai. Explanation: Vajrapai is one of the earliest appearing bodhisattva in Mahayana Buddhism. His name means Vajrabearer, and he is typically depicted holding a vajra, thunderbolt, symbolizing the power of the Buddha's compassion and the destruction of delusion. He is often seen as a protector and guide, embodying the Buddha's power. Manjushri represents wisdom, and Maitreya is the future Buddha. Question 96. Consider the following statements about the Indus Valley civilization. 1. The cities were characterized by advanced urban planning, including a grid system and sophisticated drainage. 2. The Harappan script, found on seals, has been successfully deciphered by archaeologists. 3. The civilization was primarily agrarian, with evidence of cultivation of wheat and barley. Which of the statements given above are correct? The correct answer is option B, 1 and 3 only. Explanation: Statement 1 is correct. Indus Valley cities like Mohenjo-daro and Harappa were known for their remarkable urban planning, featuring a grid pattern, standardized baked bricks, and elaborate drainage systems. Statement 2 is incorrect. The Harappan script remains undeciphered to date, which is why the civilization is considered protohistoric. Statement 3 is correct. The Harappan economy was largely agrarian, with evidence of cultivation of various crops, including wheat, barley, peas, and sesame. They also practiced animal husbandry. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Question 97. With reference to the early Vedic period, consider the following statements. 1. The society was largely tribal and pastoral, with cattle rearing being a primary occupation. 2. The concept of Varna system was rigid and hereditary from the very beginning. 3. Indra, Agni, and Soma were among the most prominent deities worshipped. Which of the statements given above are correct? The correct answer is option B, 1 and 3 only. Explanation: Statement 1 is correct. The early Vedic society was primarily tribal and pastoral, with a semi-nomadic lifestyle. Cattle were a major form of wealth, and pastoralism was a dominant economic activity. Statement 2 is incorrect. While the Varna system existed, it was initially more flexible and based on occupation rather than birth. It became more rigid and hereditary in the later Vedic period. Statement 3 is correct. Indra, Agni, and Soma were indeed the most important deities in the Rigvedic pantheon, receiving the largest number of hymns. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Question 98. Which of the following statements about the Mauryan Empire is incorrect? The correct answer is option D. The Mauryan administration did not employ a sophisticated espionage system. Explanation: Statement A is correct. Patliputra was indeed the capital of the Mauryan Empire. Statement B is correct. Chanakya, Kautilya, was the brilliant strategist and advisor who helped Chandragupta Maurya establish the empire. His ideas are compiled in the Arthashastra. Statement C is correct. Emperor Ashoka used the titles Devnamapriya and Priyadarshi in his edicts. Statement D is incorrect. The Mauryan administration was highly centralized and employed a very sophisticated and extensive espionage system, spies or Gudapurushas, to monitor officials and maintain control over the vast empire, as detailed in the Arthashastra. Therefore, option D is the incorrect statement. Question 99. Consider the following pairs regarding the Buddhist councils and their patrons. 1. First Buddhist Council, Ajatashatru. 2. Second Buddhist Council, Kalsoka. 3. Fourth Buddhist Council, Ashoka. Which of the pairs given above are correctly matched? The correct answer is option A, 1 and 2 only. Explanation: Pair 1 is correctly matched. The first Buddhist council was held at Rajagriha shortly after Buddha's Mahaparinirvana under the patronage of King Ajatashatru of Magad. Pair 2 is correctly matched. The second Buddhist council was held at Vaishali under the patronage of King Kalsoka of the Shishunda dynasty. Pair 3 is incorrectly matched. The fourth Buddhist council was held in Kashmir under the patronage of the Kushan Emperor Kanishka, not Ashoka. Ashoka patronized the third Buddhist council. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Question 100. Which of the following is not a characteristic feature or achievement of the Gupta period, c. 320 to 550 CE? The correct answer is option B, the construction of monolithic rock-cut temples like the Seven Rathas. Explanation: Statement A is correct. The Gupta period was a golden age for Sanskrit literature, with prominent figures like Kalidasa producing masterpieces. Statement C is correct. Scientific advancements were significant, with Aryabhatta making groundbreaking contributions in astronomy, heliocentric model, rotation of Earth, and mathematics, concept of zero decimal system. Statement D is correct. The Gupta period saw the emergence of elaborate freestanding stone temples dedicated to Hindu deities, marking a new phase in Indian temple architecture. Statement B is incorrect. The construction of monolithic rock-cut temples like the seven Rathas at Mahabalipuram is a characteristic feature of the Pallav dynasty, 7th century CE, which came after the Gupta period. Therefore, option B is the correct answer.